The ink is black and the page is white. Hello. This is an idea that I've had, and everybody does it to a degree, but you have to be conscious of this type of thing because it's very useful. Imagine yourself like you're a ranch owner, right? And you have a bunch of certain horses here that are a little older or not quite as up to par, and then you have the other ones over here that are all sort of like Justify or whatever. What was the horse that won the Kentucky? I realize it's important occasionally, because I always stress the importance of getting your weak arm or weak side. You got to close that gap. Okay, that's what's so important. But I realize this will do two things. It'll help with sometimes the more of an ergonomic movement per arm, like a physical thing, but also too utilizing a part of your brain just for a while. But also, too, letting each limb, like the right arm then, in my case, because my right arm is stronger, not be held back by my left hand as far as speed, maybe. Because my right arm has more speed. Although not as much endurance, believe it or not, as this. And my left hand, then, obviously, my weak hand can do its thing in a place where it doesn't feel like it's being rushed or hurried by the right, stronger hand. So here we go. This is it in real time. I'll sit. I'm playing a little today, because I got the gig coming up with Kashmir, May 19th. So what I'm going to do now is just my left arm. There's something I'm going to do, though. I remember this in videos. So there was a period of time where drummers used to make a very showy thing. Well, probably at different times over the years. They'd, on the backbeat, you know, like the guy in that band, does like this stuff. That is cool as hell. And he does that thing with his left arm. And, you know, like even in the 80s or 90s, there'd be drummers. Like Kenny Aronoff might be like real. So I'm going to really exaggerate the motion to really like shore it up with my left arm and whole left side up here is what I'm really trying to control, okay? So I'll do stuff like this. But it's real important to try and relax, okay? Because there is a certain element of like, when you observing disturbs the observed. Okay, so I'm trying to just get to a point. And again, speed means nothing here with your weak side. Speed is a byproduct of doing it properly and consistently and just smooth, like as a nice paradigm, like a nice phenotype of when it's done, right? Like the theory is, see so eventually, I'll do that till I start feeling like a, you know, sometimes if you get a little fatigued, that's okay. But especially as we get older, no pain, no gain is not a good idea. So then what I'll do is if I'm starting to feel a little fatigue, I'll come down for a minute. I'll just kind of do this. Sometimes what you do is you can make use of your time then. With your right arm. Just do something like this. But what I like to do for me personally is I don't like to then go to that hemisphere. I swear to God. I'm going to keep my right arm, like, again, I said the horses. Right now, the weak sort of geriatric horses are sort of out doing their thing at their own. They're out playing, right? So here we go. So now I'm going to bring it down, though, to get rid of, let the shoulder recover, though, and be like, a little more like this. Like this. See, like an exaggerated wrist. But slower. In my case, paying attention to how I'm sitting. I have a bad back. So I'm really trying to work this stuff out. I'm a little nervous about sometimes doing these longer, more endurance. I think I should get more serious about my playing a little, even for my health. I don't want suddenly to be like, kind of injure myself. So, and then get to a point where you just sort of relax. So I might stay at that tempo for a while. Sort of the medium motion. So then I'll go to just more of the, literally just going like this, okay? But more of the wrist. And then of course at some point just doing singles, like that's almost like them out grazing. You know what I mean? Now you're making the horses all right, slower horses. You're now going to run over little small. What are the things they jump over? Like bloop, bloop. Like okay, that's what this is now. Just try to get comfortable. Try different like German, French. Just ask around. Just fooling around with it, little things like that. And a favorite of mine is to sort of try and do the French thing, sort of the evil that Bonham did, but when he did the real soft singles, but also too rock and roll. It's just like a little. It's like I have to actually go like that, like. A slower version of that. Like you're dribbling a basketball. Except that it's with the fingers. I have a super obviously hard time doing it. But anyway, more in that vein for me. I'm trying to approach that finesse. I'm trying to work my way. If I can get anywhere near that, I should practice that with my right hand too. Anyway, so we get to the. Move to this surface. I go like this too. My shoulders recovered a little. So then I'm going to go to a beat with my left hand, sort of still paying attention. Remember, your left side is your right hemisphere. So paying attention to my left side, but without trying to get tight. Try to play just a time beat where my left hand, try to say to my left hand, say, now listen, you don't have to do it hard, just relax, because we might need you to do it for 5 minutes. Just try to relax and see if you can just do it for a while. After a while, try to pay attention to any flams. Try to really get it. Remember, same time, like the video I did the other day. So, get that pop. Remember the pop? That one. Excuse me while I kiss. No, what the hell is it? Tomorrow, just the end of. Hang on. Tomorrow. To the left hand. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna try. See, I realize if I try to go to a thought and say something, like if I kind of get my mind off it from now in a certain way, it messes up. So that's why I'm not going to talk for a while, which might make a lot of people happy. So. And I can also get rid of the bass drum. Paying attention to my left hand. It's just my left side. Slow it down a little. See how I have a little of this going on? It's not necessarily bad. Because eventually, if I want to get my... Right? Hang on. Here we go, hang on. Now, you know what might happen? Sometimes I notice this happens. Give me a minute here. But you know when you hear like a punk drummer, like there's sort of an intentional sloppy punk, sometimes like that, except it's played well because each note's like, it just sounds hurried in a weird way. Well, there might be that kind of character with your weak hand in a certain way. while. Simplify that bass drum. Remember, here's to relax. Try to keep it even, but forget about speed. Then back to this. God, I can't help that. And then back to like just a plain on top. Over here. Slow it down. Now that not really paid, now I'm just going to give it like it's work out in the pasture. Okay? So the right sort of has been slightly introduced. Right, you have to play at the speed and level is your, the servant has become the master. Well, for me, I really want to keep it. So now what I'm going to do is for a minute, I'm going to go back to, see how I brought the right in just a little. We're going to give it a break for a minute. Middle of this again. More on the shoulder, to try to just give that one last workout. Slower. And try to just make it comfortable, even if you almost imagine yourself, like if you had when you were a little kid and your right arm was broken, you found a whip and you were trying to snap it. Without, you know, looking stupid or hurting yourself. You know, I remember there's this guy, I think it was Boomer. There's a Chicago drummer named, his nickname is Steve Boomer, I forget his last name. Nice guy, great drummer. Where I remember one time, I think it was him, I asked him about years later and he said he didn't remember, I think, but is he'd put the snare drum up kind of high and you'd play like this, which would really force you to really get, anyway, I thought about doing that. That is sort of the Mitchell-y. Remember, Mitchell would be like. Oh, he used to do a thing where he'd be like. It's I keep. So what I'm going to do now, just for my right arm, just for kind of saving time, and what I really need to do is getting my rock and roll arm up and running for rock and roll, which is typically the first song. I don't want to not do it. I told him I might not want to do rock and roll first. We'll save it for the encore or whatever, or or later in the set. But I'm just trying to get this up and running with my right hand. Let's do my right hand. See how long I can do it for. You guys can see the clock, right? Let me give my arm just a little rest, though. Seriously, because if I go into rock and roll, I won't be this tired at the beginning of the show. My touch was at the cleaners. Locusts. It wasn't my fault. So here we go, watch. So again, I got to watch the... You know what part of it is? I have these headphones on. They won't hit as hard if I... It'll be loud, though, so I got to get ready. Here comes the noise. Choke it up. Speed it up a little. I don't know how long that was, but then you gotta go. That could have been a little better, but anyway. And on the front, you gotta go. You need a little extra one. Time I kind of mimicked it exactly because I was tired. I think Bonham's a little tired there. Instead of like, it's kind of like, it's a little of that. Isn't there? Okay, so that's my separating the hemispheres video. Remember, May 19th at 210 live in Highwood. Then on May 31st is the John Bonham 70th birthday bash party at Metro in Chicago. It's a club. May 31st at 8 p.m. Tickets are between $15 and $20. It'll be great. George and I are going to play. Greg Fundis from Led Zeppelin 2. Bunch of other named drummers, I think. Well, might be... Well, George and I are kind of named. Well, kind of. I did to one drum clinic once. Plus, George is killing the Zeppelin on Bonzology. He's the A++++. He's at the very end of that bell curve. Of like, oh... Thanks for watching. More videos on the way.